The legend himself, Heavenly Jester, told me about this. It says, my response to Asmongold's trans activist, ... response to ... me? Anyway, here, ... And we have David Jaffe with 229 likes and 1,100 dislikes. And again, I have not watched this video. I have no idea what we're in for here. So based off the likes to dislikes ratio, I am very excited to watch this one. I love videos that are mass disliked. They're always great.
People have been asking me to respond to the Asmongold video, responding to me, responding to him when he was watching the trans activist.
I got to tell you, first off, bro, you looked weird enough before. The shaved head, it's not a good look. I don't know if you've always shaved your head like this and you always just wear a hat, or if it's like a new look. But please put a hat on, because what the hell am I looking at right now? Secondly, as a YouTuber, I can almost guarantee you guys, he probably recorded that intro 12 or 13 times before he actually got it right, because that was a lot of words about talking about someone recording someone else, reacting to someone else, reacting to someone else.
At the town hall. And I was going to address it in today's live show, and then I realized, wait, he didn't make a new video. This is what I've already responded to, right?
How's the audio, by the way? Should I turn it up all the way? Because his audio is really low. Ed says he works for Keemstar. There's no way. Does he?
So I'll put the link below, timestamped, if you want to watch the whole response. But here are the salient points. Number one, this was not a hate crime. People are using that. It was a crime. It was terrible, but it wasn't a hate crime, apparently. And people are using that and saying, you didn't do your research, Jaffe. You accused this, blah, blah, blah. I did do my research. I did the research that was available at the time. Here is what I said in the very video that we're talking about. And while there is no definitive proof this was or was not a hate crime, they asked the police captain, said such determination has not been ruled out, nor...
So wait a minute, you don't even know if it was a hate crime at all, and you're automatically... So not only... So let me get this straight. So...
I felt it probably was a hate crime. It wasn't, but it seemed, based on sort of historical evidence, it probably was. And
anyone that starts going down the road of, oh, hate crime, that's not a thing. Hate crime is not a thing. That's like saying harassment crime. It's like saying, oh, I was offended crime. The words you said, sticks and stones break my bones, but the words actually really hurt me crime. That's not a thing. Stop trying to make hate crimes a thing, because hate is the eye of the beholder, and then you can use that to wield the power to try to destroy other people. It's a very scary thing in the hands of the wrong people.
By the way, I'm not the only one who thought, when we heard the news that was available at the time, that this was probably a hate crime.
What is a hate crime, David? Explain what a hate crime is. That's the problem.
Here's somebody you might know who also seemed to agree. Let's just, for the sake of this conversation, assume that this very much probably was some sort of a hate crime.
Notice how he never defines it. I keep hearing him say it over and over like a factual, like meaningful thing. But it's like, bro, what is it that you're talking about? Explain it.
Because this
I would assume that it was too, but I mean, the police don't.
Another thing that came up was the idea that I was accusing Asmongold of leading to hate crimes. This is, I don't know, maybe you should watch the video. In fact, your good buddy Asmongold actually
I did watch Asmongold's video roasting David Jaffe, and holy shit, when you see someone get cooked, like, Asmongold is pro through and through. You don't want to get roasted by Asmongold, because if he catches a bad video by you and roasts you, you can't try to like, oh, this is what I meant, Asmond. Oh, this is what I actually meant, Asmond. You got this all wrong, bro. It's like, it doesn't work like that, Jaffe. You fucked up bad and he caught you.
kind of came to the proper conclusion. Here you go. People like Asmongold, in my opinion.
Yes. Please say that I promote killing transgender people. Please say it. I want to hear.
I should move up here so I'm not in the way there.
Hear it, David.
It's intentional. I don't think he's asking or advocating for violence against people. I'm not
Okay.
saying he caused this at all. I
Okay,
think
good.
people should
Thank
be
you.
responsible
Thank
for
you,
their own
David.
actions. And this guy, I do defend his right to say whatever he wants. But I just the amount of hate. So again, I really don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No. This is the thing. Jaffe cut it off to the part where that's where it was actually bad. He's picking and choosing to try to only shine light on like the things that weren't an issue to make it seem like, oh, I don't know what anyone had an issue with this video of. Look, even Asmongold agreed with me. as he very carefully spliced the video to show that section.
About I have never accused him of directly being involved in any kind of situation that was born out of his direct influence. Do I think he
Wait, that's a good point. So Asmongold is reacting to Jaffe, and Jaffe is reacting to Asmongold reacting to Jaffe, and I'm now reacting to Jaffe reacting to Asmongold reacting to Jaffe. Gotcha.
spreads a lot of hate or a lot of misinformation or a lot of animosity or shaming towards a marginalized group? I do. But he's allowed.
My guy, you have a quote unquote trans child, which by the way, there are no such thing as trans kids, just mental illnesses. And you also have a bumper sticker behind you that is hanging that says protect trans kids. There are no trans kids, my guy. Like that is a philosophical difference of it's not even opinion. This facts, like psychological facts. And it's so tragic to see these kids fall in line with this ideology and then being empowered by these psychopaths and pushing them forward down this road. And then David Jaffe talking like, "Oh no, I'm a nice old man that just wants the best out of people, and you can trust me because I'm David Jaffe and I'm a good person."
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
Yep. David Jaffe, everyone. Kid is trans. Shocker.
Allowed to do that. I support his right to do that, even though I think it's terrible. His right meaning his First Amendment right. I don't mean like, hey, go out and do that. It's good. But, people have a right to say stupid shit. And then finally, this idea of people coming in and saying, this is the one that really makes me worried about the educational system, the lack of media literacy.
Okay, hold up. We got a parent that is encouraging their child to be trans, being concerned about education of kids. Me saying your opinion doesn't matter is probably the nicest way I could put what I'm thinking right now.
This idea that, hey, I'm not against the trans community, but look at this clown show. Look at how this person expressed it. Here's a little bit of that.
If you want people to not treat you like a joke, then don't act like one.
You're wrong.
If you act psychotic and if you act hysterical, you're rude, you're loud, people are going to think that you're an asshole. There's no reason that this person needs to behave and act and speak the way that they did.
What is happening right now? Is David Jaffe on the left side of the screen talking over him? I'm so confused. He just moved the camera. Look at that for a second. Let me rewind it 10 seconds. Watch on the very left side of the screen over here. I think he's talking, but you can't see him.
You're loud. People are going to think that you're an asshole. There's no reason that this person needs to behave and act and speak the way that they did.
What is happening right now? I'm so confused.
And if you look at the actual LGBT activists that in the past actually made real change, and I'm talking about not just getting likes on Twitter, but actually changed the world and changed the way that people saw the world, they didn't act like this.
Right.
Okay. And so I have to pause this. I'm sorry, but
what is this editing? What is going on? What just happened?
This is the problem with this argument, which is
this is the problem. We're listening to a guy that really does not even deserve a platform the way he has been acting and the ideologies has been pushing. But okay, let's hear about what is the quote unquote problem, David Jaffe, with Asmongold. Let's hear it.
When people who are in power or people who have authority don't want other people to take that authority or get their way, they lay on the people that are protesting, why don't you just go through normal channels? Why are you such a pain? Why are you so weird? Why are you being so flamboyant? Why are you sitting down in front of traffic? All you're doing is hurting your cause for Palestine if you sit down in front of traffic and block our way to work. That is what protest is.
So now we have a guy that is actively encouraging people to block traffic for free Palestine. I almost like, I don't want to sound like Europe right now, but I'm kind of like anyone that talks like this should probably face some sort of consequence, because if you're going to encourage that kind of stuff, that's not great. That's not great. That hurts society, which is really weird, because I'm usually the type of person that is like all for free speech, say whatever the fuck you want, it's great. But when I hear people like encouraging people to block traffic, I gotta draw a line and be like, bro, what are we doing here, man? Like you're welcome to protest. Have a protest. Go stand with your sign. Be an idiot on the side of the street saying Elon sucks. Get laughed at by people. It's fine. But don't stand in traffic. Not only is it dangerous to you, but it could also impact people that have medical emergencies or late for work and they need to feed their family. And the bridge was up the day before and they got a warning. And now this day they're going to be late to work because you're standing in the street, and the boss isn't going to believe them because they're too far behind. They can't see and take a screenshot of it. And now because of that, they lose their job because you made them late. These people don't give a shit about you. They care about their own causes. It's narcissism, 100% through and through. It's a psychological, broken mental outlook every single time. And it's a cult. They all follow the same ideology.
Okay. Going through normal channels results in Nancy Mace using the TRANNY word over and over and over on a national platform. That's what it looks like when you play by the rules that the people who are in power have set up.
Okay, so now we have David Jaffe saying, don't play by the rules, break the law with your protest. I don't think that's much of a leap for me to say that either. That's what he's saying without saying it. He's saying the rules that are set up to make sure that your protest doesn't do anything. So what the protest needs to do is actually disrupt society in a way that is hurtful to other people. Yikes, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, David Jaffe? What the fuck is wrong with you?
So yes, the reason we're even talking about this is because this person that Asmongold was responding to is protesting correctly. Name a protest that has ever been actually successful. Name a movement that has ever been actually successful that's like, excuse me, sir, may me and my group have our rights?
I'm pretty sure the civil rights movement was very organized and didn't break, as far as I understand, might have broken laws, but I just remember like the gatherings on the DC lawns and stuff like that. Like I feel like there have been a lot of protests that have made impacts and changes with large enough amounts of people getting together and saying they don't like something. Does this guy feel like the only way a protest works is if you break the law? Because if that's what he's implying and saying, then again, yikes, bro. Because again, that goes to narcissism. Because when you're breaking the law to get your way, then you're basically saying the same rules will apply against you when you get in power and people don't like what you're doing. They're going to break the law to get their way against you. How would you feel about that? Oh, it's not okay when they do it against you, though. Gotcha. All right. Makes sense. Cool.
May we have more rights? Can we take some of the power that you have basically taken away from us as equals? that you're now using to line your own pockets and build your own power? Can we take some of that? Would you mind if we had a little bit of that, please, so we cannot live in the shit? It doesn't work that way. That would be like,
what first off, what is Jaffe talking about living in that shit? As far as I understand, David Jaffe is a multi-millionaire, a very successful game director, made it in the game industry more than anyone, most people have ever made it. And he's trying to act like he's some broke fuck that never made any success or anything. He's pulling the whole, oh, I'm one of them cards, when he's not. Like, unless he blew all his money on trans surgeries and stuff, I don't know what he's talking about right now.
like going to Hitler in World War II and going,
There, by the way, I was gonna say it. He beat me to it. They're always so quick with this. I was gonna say, I wonder if there's gonna be a Hitler reference at some point in this video. And there it was. I was really close. I was actually thinking it. I was like, I should probably say it, and like, boom, 533 in, Hitler. There it is. Every single time. Their brains follow the same path, and you can predict it.
I appreciate you don't like the Jewish folks, but you maybe not kill them? Maybe. All right, just
Let's jump to that extreme, because yeah, that's what this is.
think about it. Don't want to offend you. Don't want to offend you. This is how it works, Asmongold.
That'll nail you up to it. It's fucking obnoxious. It's annoying, and everybody
It's
can
supposed
see
to
it.
be annoying.
It's exhausting.
It's supposed to be annoying. It's called protest. They're not coming over to your house to fucking play Mario Kart. It's supposed to be a thorn in your side so you pay attention. Right.
To be fair, if they came over to my house to play Mario Kart, they might actually have more of a conversation and understand where each other are standing and why people are where they are, instead of just being narcissistic. Ironically, that reference to Mario Kart kind of defeats its argument, but okay.
Right. I don't understand how you don't understand, if you've been to an 8th grade civics class, how protest is supposed to work. But you know, maybe.
Wait, hold on. How protest is supposed to work? This is not the legal definition of how a protest is supposed to work. We need to be clear on this, because David Jaffe has built it up saying the technical definition of protests don't work. So you need to break the law and make an impact with the protest for it to actually work. That's how a protest is supposed to work. Deface property, destroy property, attack people, stop traffic, destroy paintings, destroy people's livelihoods. That's how you get a protest to work, apparently. Again, yikes. This is like the Joker and the Arkham Asylum being let out right now with these people. Where they're like, oh, they're the actual protesters. They're doing what they want to do, not thinking that they're actually the criminals in the situation.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you're in a position where you've never needed to protest, so it's just inconvenient to you. But newsflash, it's supposed to be inconvenient for you. It sucks, but you know who we should make it inconvenient for? The 1%. Who?
Okay, so please, David Jaffe, I wish this was an interactive video where I was talking to him, because if that's what he said to me, I'd say, how is stopping traffic impacting the 1%? Please indulge me on this one. How is that hurting the 1% when people are trying to get to work to feed their families? Oh, because the Starbucks doesn't have the 3 people working there that day because they couldn't get to work, or you couldn't get to your TPS reports at your Fidelity or wherever you work. Fuck if I know what these financial companies are. That's somehow hurting the 1%. I mean, I guess transcendentally it is hurting them, but you're making a much bigger impact and hurting the small guy well before you're hurting the 1%. It's not collateral damage. If anything, the 1% is the collateral damage to who you're actually hurting here.
Creates all of this drama and anger and animosity towards all of us. Those are the people that are fucking us, folks. It's not the left and it's not the right.
Okay, so imagine I own a Tesla and someone scratches my Tesla up because they hate Elon Musk. He's trying to say that the people that are fucking me because my Tesla got scratched up is because Elon Musk is a problem, not the person that scratched up my Tesla. That's That's what he just said. Please, someone make it make sense.
I mean, it is, but that's only because we're being convinced the other side needs to fucking die, and it's terrible.
What?
People make money off this hate, and
what? What are these words you're saying right now?
That's my point. That's my point. But there's your response.
That was awful. God, that was awful. But wait, if you thought that was the end of it, Heavenly Jester sent me a DM. So shout out to Heavenly Jester. But wait, there's more, guys. Don't worry. It'll be quick. I promise. David Jaffe on X. This prick knows nothing. He speaks with zero evidence, zero experience, and zero care for the harm he is doing to young kids and family. Bro, you are the one doing the harm to young kids. There is no such thing as trans kids. There's such thing as psychotic parents indoctrinating their kids with ideologies, making them think that there is trans kids when there is not. Factually, there are no trans kids ever. That's never been a thing throughout humanity's lifespan ever. And all of a sudden in 2025, it's like, oh no, trans kids are a thing now because it's trendy. Look at Hollywood and the insane amount of trans kids in Hollywood, and the dichotomy between that and the actual society, where it feels like we're at like 20 to 30% of Hollywood kids are trans, and society, it's like less than 1%. And you try to tell me that it's not parent indoctrination and ideology pushing. It's just coincidentally, it's just magically, it just happens to happen that way. Come on. Serious and important challenge. Shame on this piece of shit. No, shame on you, David Jaffe. You're a piece of shit. Tip: if you are not trans or don't know well, raise, live with / love a trans person, whatever age, I 100% support your right to think whatever you like about gender affirming care. Great. I think that it shouldn't exist, and I think people who are trans are mentally ill. You support that? Great. Thank you. Then why are you calling him a piece of shit then? Why is he not allowed to think what he wants to think? But you're saying everyone else can? Right after you call him a piece of shit. Please pick a lane, Mr. Jaffe. Asmongold has a right that I defend to be super wrong. Okay, wait, what? Asmongold has a right that I defend to be super wrong about the shit he's saying in this clip. What is even this sentence? I do not understand what you're saying there. But given the seriousness of the issue for these folks, especially young teens, growing up confused because of psychotic parents, shamed and rejected, you'd think a guy with as much reach as he would at least frame his views in a way that reflect, no, we don't want influencers encouraging this shit. That's exactly how we got here, bro. That's why Asmongold is in the right here. That's why people are championing this, saying, yes, finally, someone's standing up against this shit.
Like, I feel like you can be groomed for sure. No. And that's a good point, right? Is that like, that's why I said as an adult, is because like, if you're a kid and like you get fed a lot of propaganda and like messaging, like I feel like every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness.
David Jaffe, I rest my case. Now, clearly, if you are mentally ill, you're not going to be self-cognizant and say, hey, I'm mentally ill. In my humble opinion, David Jaffe is mentally ill. He's unwell, and he can't step outside of himself and see it. So he just gets mad at the world and gets complaining about people that are making sense about things because he is the one that's in the wrong.
That's what I believe. And so, like, I really, and this, you got a kid that's like 17, right? I mean, it's a little bit more, it's like not really as definitive. But like, if you have a kid that's like pre-puberty and they're trans, your parents have a mental illness.
Show me the lie here. Show me where he's wrong. Prove it. Someone prove it. Because every time I see a young child that's trans and I see the parent, I'm like, makes sense. It's always the fucking parent. Every single time, without fail, every time. And I feel so bad for the kid because they're the victim of the abuse. They are the one that doesn't know any better. They're being completely indoctrinated with this psychotic ideology, encouraging them to be a fucking dinosaur when they're a human being. They're not. If you're born a dude, you're a dude. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. That's kind of how the cards get dealt to people in life. I know it's hard to hear it, but it's the truth. Holy shit. I can't take it with these people. I can't. Damn. That's 2 times tonight now. Holy shit.